Good evening, guys. Hopefully, you guys had a good Monday to start off this week here in the later part of January. Do you have a few things I do want to kind of talk about regarding some potential for some winter weather this weekend? Not going to go into a whole lot of detail as it remains a fairly low confidence and rather fluid forecast at the moment. So, we're going to try to not shoot ourselves on the foot. So the first graphic I kind of want to show you guys is the winter weather impacts. This is the probability for any winter weather impact, and it is a data source from the National Weather Service's Winter Storm Severity Index. So it's just basically just viewed into our area and put on a map. So as you can really tell, we're seeing probably a lot of like 70 to 80% probabilities for some winter weather impacts across the area. Note this is any winter weather impact, so this is basically like, will we see winter weather? And it's like 70, 80-ish percent. So that's basically flurries at that point. So just something to keep in mind on that side of it. And then for basically the next level up, we do have a probability for minor winter weather impacts as well from the same data source. And as you can tell, those really start going down the scale once you get up to using the word minor. And of course, there's more scales, but that is not exactly a point of this video at the moment. So we're going to keep it capped here with minor. But as you can kind of tell, probably like 60-ish percent probability across most of the area if you average everything out between the low spots and the hot spots. It kind of gives us a decent idea of, we could see some minor winter weather impacts across the area. So basically just kind of gives a heads up like, hey, something is definitely possible. Of course, this data is still very far out in regards to us talking about this system being from potentially on Friday to Sunday. So very fluid. You have 3 entire days that this system could impact. So once again, a very fluid, low confidence type event at the moment. Kind of the next thing I want to talk about is kind of why we're seeing this and kind of what models and guidance are kind of hinting at. So using one of the GFS models, this is kind of a assisted GFS model per se. So it's not raw GFS data, but it's close enough that we're going to use it. So what we're currently looking at is around midnight midnight Thursday into Friday. So really, seeing about average temperatures really across the area for most of Kansas and Missouri. Honestly, could be a little bit on the warmer side for parts of northwest Arkansas and Oklahoma. But with that, I digress. I'm not really concerned about that at the moment. However, if we kind of advance a little bit, head to, a few hours or basically 24 hours ahead, can really start telling those temperatures are really starting to push in, those lower values from the north. And then on the flip side, we are actually seeing a increase in some moisture that's inflowing from the Gulf area. So that's kind of what you're seeing in these, darker greens and blues that you're seeing in our relative humidity, at the 850 millibar level. So really, starting to eye some, potential to seeing where, we're having the colder temperatures and the moisture, meet up and have that potential for some winter weather. But at the moment, don't really want to go into a whole lot more detail because there's a very, very high chance that it's going to be wrong. And we're just going to kind of have to play it by ear as we kind of go throughout this week. But that's really all I got in this one. Fairly short, keeping it straight to the point, basically. So if you guys want more information, make sure to follow WoolyWix on Facebook and Instagram. And also Reels also try to post on TikTok as well. So, but with that, guys, if you guys don't mind sharing, hitting the like button, that'd be amazing. But that, I'm out for the evening. We're going to get this edited and out to you guys. Stay safe and stay warm.